So what we're gonna talk today and tomorrow is patching and upgradation. So these are the two topics. So upgradation is one of the not common activity. The patching is going to be your common activity. So upgradation is you can do once in a while because once you upgrade your database to a certain version, you're gonna get a support from Oracle for at least 5, 6 years or 7 years. So then you won't get a chance or opportunity to do this upgradation so often. So whereas patching is one of the common activity because Oracle is going to release patches on quarterly basis. So quarterly basis in the sense 4 times in 1 year. So Jan, April, July, October. These are the months Oracle is going to release the patches on quarterly basis. That too between 17th of Jan to 21st or 17th of April to 21st or 17th of April to July to 21st or October 17th to October 21st. These are the typical dates and the months what Oracle is going to release patches. So in case of RAC, we can do patching in two methods, rolling and non-rolling. So rolling patching will do one node at a time and non-rolling patching will do all the node at a time. Let's say in rolling patching, we'll do patching one node at a time, like node 1 will shut down node 1, all the grid, database, everything, and we'll patch that node 1, followed by when the patching is done, we'll start all the grid, database instances, everything on that node 1. We'll go to second node. We'll bring down our database instance, grid instance, and clusterware, and we'll patch that second node. And after the patching is done, we'll bring that second node back online, all the grid home, clusterware home, all the Oracle home, Oracle instances, ASM, everything will bring it online. And we'll go to second, third node, fourth node. We'll do one node at a time. Only one node will be down, one node service will be down at any given point of time. So there's no downtime of your database. Like complete downtime is not needed. Only instance wise, the node specific downtime needed. Whichever node you're patching, that node will be down. The service will be down on that node. But the drawback with that is if you do one node at a time, let's say each node patching is going to take around 5 hours. If it's a 4 node cluster, 5 hours, 5 hours, 5 hours, 5 hours, like almost 20 hours you're going to spend up during the patching. So the duration will be longer, but no downtime is needed. Whereas non-rolling, patching all the node at a time. Node 1, 2, 3, 4, all the 4 nodes, you're going to bring down all the database instance, your clusterware, your ASM instance, and you're going to connect to 4 sessions, 4 terminal putty sessions, and you'll patch node 1, node 2, node 3, node 4, and then you'll bring all the node services back online. So which needs a complete downtime. So your entire cluster nodes will be down. All the services, database instance, ASM, everything will be down. So that's one of the drawback with the non-rolling. But the patching time is smaller because within 5 hours, what you used to patch one single node, you're going to patch all the 4 nodes within 5 hours. That is the pros and cons between the rolling and non-rolling. So most 99% people will go with the rolling patching for rack environment. Reason being no need of downtime. Patching window, let's do it, let's extend, no issues. But downtime is a major critical part. So many people will prefer to go with the rolling in case of rack. Let's say in case of rolling in our environment, we have a lab one where plus ASM1 and DEVDB1 is running. Lab 2 where plus ASM2 and DEVDB2 instance is running. When I perform a rolling patching, in our lab, what happens? I'm gonna go to node 1. I'll patch GI home using OPatch. I'll patch Oracle home using OPatch. I have to patch grid home and Oracle home using OPatch. And I'll go to second node. Before patching this one, you have to bring down your database, your ASM, everything, all that down. You have to bring down your cluster and all. That's a common thing. But I'm just taking high level keywords here. Patch your GI home on node 1, patch your DB home on node 2, and bring the services back online, and then move to second node. Patch your GI home again on the second node using same OPatch tool. Patch your Oracle home using same OPatch tool. Once that is done, you bring your second node back online. Once you patch your node 1 and node 2, you patch your database. So perform from any one of the node. Patching database in case we have DEVDB. So we can patch this DEVDB database from any node, from node 1 or node 2. In order to do this database patching, your database instance and database should be up and running. So for database patching, we use called tool datapatch. So these are the two tools, OPatch and datapatch. OPatch is for patching the binaries, either grid home or DB home, and datapatch is a tool to patch your database. That is in case of rolling. If you are in my lab, if I want to plan for rolling, I have to go with this approach. In case of if I want to go for non-rolling in our lab environment here, we have node 1, node 2. We'll bring down the services on node 1 and node 2. We'll patch the GI home. We'll patch the DB home. And same using same OPatch tool. And once we patch GI home and DB home on both the nodes simultaneously, and we're going to patch our database using a data patch. Perform from any of the node 1 or node 2, doesn't matter because it's a rack. We can connect to any one of the node and we'll perform it. Again, 3-step activity here. GI home patching, Oracle home patching, and database patching. So here we'll do node by node, and here we'll do all the node at a time. Right, so those are major tools what we're going to depending on. GI home patching will use OPatch tool, DB home patching will use OPatch tool, and patch your database patching we use data patch tool. Right, so that is the required tool comes with your quarterly patches. This is the OPatch tool, and this OPatch tool you have to download it along with this quarterly patches. Whatever the quarterly patches they releases, on the same quarterly patches, they will release this OPatch tool. You have to download that OPatch tool from that particular the release page. So what we did, we downloaded the GI software and we downloaded Oracle software and we installed on both the node 1 and node 2. The GI software and Oracle software are the base software we downloaded freely from edelivery.com, edelivery, Oracle edelivery.com. Oracle.edelivery.com. From this particular Oracle site, we have freely downloaded this grid home and GI home, and then we installed GI home and Oracle home. And this is freely available for education, learning, and some testing and whatever your knowledge enhancement. You can use that software, no issue. Right, and then whatever these quarterly patches, what I told, these quarterly patches are downloaded from Oracle site only. These patches are downloaded in support.oracle.com. This is a licensed site. This is the Oracle support site. This is a licensed one. In order to download any of the patches, you need to log into this Oracle site and download it. In order to log into this site, you should first buy a license, then only you will be able to log in. Because these patches are, in simple definition, these are the bug fixes, new enhancement, security fixes, vulnerability fixes, and the new features. So you can define any of this. Patch meaning it may be bug fixes, it may be a new enhancement, or it may be new feature, or it may be security fixes, vulnerability fixes, or it may be anything. Because of this, in order to download the patches, you need to download it from Oracle site only, support.oracle.com. And with having said that, since this Oracle support needs license, you never ever get any patch for free of cost. In order to practice or not to download any patch, you need to have a license. And you cannot freely download and then pass it to any of your friends or any of your colleagues. It's a security violation. Patches you will be never be able to get to do a practice or hands-on or do testing, because these are not just a software how we downloaded GIS software and Oracle software, which is free of cost for education or training or for your enhancement or knowledge purpose. You can freely download it from Oracle eDelivery and then install it and practice it. But whereas patches, you won't get it for free of cost. Right? So that is your patch, and what's the advantage of the patch and where you need to download the patch. And then, as I told, 4 times Oracle will releases the patches. Do I need to apply all these 4 times in 1 year? Yes, it's a mandatory. All 4 times in a year, you need to apply the patches on your Oracle Home and Grid Home. Then you will be getting all these bug fixes, new enhancement, new vulnerabilities, and all. But is it really possible 4 times in a year? Many people will go for 2 times in a year. Like out of this 4 quarterly patches, I can go with only 2 times. Like Jan and July, or April or October, I can go with 2 times. Or some people will go with 1 time in a year. So I'll always apply Jan patch. I'll apply always April patch. I always apply October patch. So there's no hard and fast rule. You can do whatever best fits for you. So you can, if you have only few environment, like I have only 5 databases, I have only 5 servers, and then very small environment, then I can apply all the 4 times in a year. I have hundreds or 200s of databases, 200s of servers, then I cannot apply all the 4 patches, because if a 2200 servers, if I start patching January, it may complete in April, May, or June. It may needs 4-5 months. By the 4-5 months, next patch will get released. And think of huge environment like Walmart and Amazon and all. If they have thousands of servers, if you start patching Jan, they needs 1 year to completely patch their entire infrastructure. So they, based upon how big is your environment and how many servers, how many databases you have it, based upon that you can define whether you need to patch all 4 times in a 1 year, or 2 times in 1 year, or 1 times in a year. You can plan it and then decide it. Great. So whatever we installed, the GI Home and DB Home, which are the the base software. We installed this 19C GI Home and DB Home, which is a base software, which is of 19.3. So this 19C software, whatever we installed, the base software GI and DB Home 19C are called your base software, which is comes with a default 19.3 as a version. And whatever these quarterly patches in 19C, whatever these quarterly patches, what we're getting it, these are called a release update. So your base software, whatever we downloaded, GI and DBOM 19C, they comes with a default .3 as a release update 3. So this particular GI home and DB home, which got released in April 2019 with the 19.3. After April, Oracle has released July and October on 2019. Two more patches they released. July 2019, October 2019. If you download the July 2019 or October 2019 patch and apply on your grid home and DB home, your release update will got incremented by 1, 19.4, 19.5. And similarly, next year after 2019, 2020, if you download your Jan 2020 or April 2020 or July 2020, October 2020, any of this patch you download and apply it on your grid home and Oracle home, your release update will get incremented by 19.6, 19.7, 19.8, 19.9. Every time it will be keep on incremented by 1. So in 19C, whatever this quarterly patches, we call it as a RU, release update. So default your base patch, base software will comes with a .3 release update, 19.3 release update, and followed by 19 2019 April 2019 19.3. On top of that, if you apply any patch, because this is the date and time when they release the 19C software, April 2019, that's where 19C software released. After that, whatever the quarterly patch you apply, your patch output looks like this. That is 2020. And if you download any 2021 patch and apply, your release update will be keep on incremented. Jan, April, July, October 2021. So your release update is going to be 19.20, 19.10, 11, 12, 13. That is for 2021. Same thing goes for your 2022. If you download any of the 2022 patch, Jan, April, July, October 2022 patch, and your release update will be keep on incremented by 14, 15, 16, 17. Same thing for your 2023. If you download any of this quarterly patch 2023 and apply it on your grid home and DB home, it will be 19.18, 19, 20, 21. And again, as this current year 2024, if you download Jan 2024, April, July 2024, it will be 19.22, 23, 24. Right now, July patch got released. July 2024 got released, and that will be 19.14. The next patch will be October 2024, and that will be 19.25. Right, so you can quickly check that patch on my grid home and as well as my Oracle home. I'm going to run this command grid home OPatch tool OPatch ls patches list patches. Node1 Node1 19.3 19.3 is my base release, and which released, you can see here, 2019 04 and date. These are the release date. They released this 19C software on 2019 on 04 April, 16th is the date. So first two digits are year, second two digits are month, and last two digits are your date. So they released on 2019 April. That's the 19.3 base release. They got it. So on top of that, you can apply July, October, Jan, April, July, October again. Jan 2021, April, July, October. You can apply it from any version to any version. From right now we are 19.3 base release. From this I can apply this, or from this I can directly apply this, or from this I can directly apply this, or from this I can directly apply the latest one, 19.14. There is no restriction. You have to go step by step. You can go from any patch release update to any patch release update. These are cumulative. So July patch is consist of April patch. Your October patch is consist of April and October. Your October 2020 patch consists of all these previous bug fixes. And your July 2022 patch consists of all these previous patches. This is a cumulative. And right now the latest one, July 2024 19.14, this patch, the quarterly patch, is a consist of all the previous bug fixes. So it's a really, these quarterly patches are always cumulative. So with that, with this base release 19.3, you are allowed to apply any patch. You can jump from any patch version to any patch version. There's no restriction that you have to go step by step. Right, so my GI is right now on Node1 19.3. Let's check your DB home. Oracle home, OPatch, LS patches. Right. Node1, my grid home and DB home, both are 19.3. Let's go to second node. Head.voranv plus ASM2. I'll run the same command. OPatch, LS patches. On node 2, same thing, 19.3. So again, which is released on 2019 04 16 to the 19 April. DEVDB2. Run the same command. Oracle home, OPatch, LS patches. So same thing, 19.3 to the 19 04 16. So your both the nodes are having base release, no patch applied on that.